Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of our podcast, Unfiltered Voices, a podcast that talks about a range of subjects which interest all of us in one way or the other and are making headlines. I'm your host, Asim Kiani from the glorious Dubai. And on our panel, we have the very articulate and passionate Mr. Eyhab from Doha, Qatar. Hi, Eyhab.
Yeah, Sam, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for joining, Eyhab, and let's get straight into it. So the topic we have chosen to discuss today is sixth industrial revolution of AI and its impact on our society. We will try and present unfiltered voices into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence and its profound impact on society. Remember, these questions are meant to spark insightful discussions and explore different perspectives on the implications of AI in our society. So let me get straight to it, Ehab. AI, AGI, and bang, super intelligence. Does it carry a risk for a human race?
Yes, Asim, a very interesting topic. I mean, it's been discussed in all quarters at this point in time. Sixth industrial revolution with machine learning, AI, blockchain, and all the various applications that are going to get and disrupt the entire technology landscape. So you see, we've had this is the sixth industrial revolution. Each revolution provided some sort of an innovation into the overall ways of working in the world, and that then transformed into another. And with every industrial revolution, we were able to spark like huge amount of workforce and job creation, joining hands to go forward and evolve from the innovative revolutions that you've had. But with AI and the sixth industrial revolution, the questions that's popping up, and that's what you've asked, is also that how many jobs are going to be lost because of AI? How many mundane tasks are going to be automated? How much of operational and cost efficiency can you and will you have as part of your business model or your product? And how that is going to change the overall landscape, the pricing of things, the new innovative requirements in real time. So what AI has done is basically developed very intensive AI and machine learning models, learning information from the data available with them. This chat GPT that came through, had all the data that was available on the internet, calibrated of one question being answered 10,000 times and choosing which one got the most likes, and also use that as something to be fed into the overall model, that what kind of responses people really like and what kind of information they're looking for. And I'll also discuss about digital twin, because this is also coming in this era, along with the robotics, the Internet of Things, the 3D printing, the quantum computing. All of these things are going to merge together, and we are going to see a technological leap in our world that this world would have never seen. Just to give you a small little perspective, I mean, once the chat GPT got launched, within 6 months, we had applications of, so for all the mundane tasks that you have, the Copilot launched by Microsoft, which is going to, do all the presentational work, the Microsoft Word, the formulas, and you don't need to remember all the algebra and the formula creations, the macros. You're just going to talk to someone that I need this, and that assistant is going to do it for you in the way that you want. And now you do not need all the subordinates. Those people who are supporting the overall, output that you are able to create are no longer needed. I mean, the programmers, and just to learn the coding and then to debug it and then to come up with a final product and a software requires intensive amount agility, a lot of technical capabilities. It has all come down to a line: write me a code in VBA or Python for this and this and this and this, and it will paste you the entire code. Not only that, it will tell you need to go to Microsoft Excel, go to the VBA script writer, enter this content there, press this particular button, and then the output is going to come through. So they made it so easy for you. that you don't even need to basically have the basic knowledge of where to write a code, or what to write in a code, and what button to press. So they made it that seamless. So I've just scratched the surface just now. I mean, there's so much more that we can discuss. But Industrial Revolution 6 with AI and machine learning is going to have a 1,000 times effect of the current innovation landscape that we have with the 5G that is coming in with the pipe, the edge computing, which is coming out with that low latency. Then we have all these different cloud computing hyperscalers and the giants who have already created those data centers and regions and availability zones all across the world. They're spread. So now you don't need to buy those boxes. You can just outsource whatever application, whatever scale it requires. Your application went from like 10,000 to like 10 million, and you don't need to worry about, oh, I need to upgrade those servers. Where should I go and get an upgrade of the entire system and scale it? It's all being done seamlessly automated. Now, with this AI coming into the picture, it is just going to fast track all these innovative pipes that we have created. The pipe from the telecom world with 5G, the latency that is coming in with the amount of Internet of Things that you can connect with this, and then wrapping all of that to be, because this is massive data and data analytics is required. So all those solutions needs to be hosted somewhere. For that, these hyperscalers are there. And now wrapping all of this up with this AI and machine learning capability is just going to take us, we're going to travel the next 10 years as opposed to we've traveled like 1,000 years. I think as much as people think, it is going to have an effect on the job market and people should be scared that AI is going to take up the jobs. None of the industrial revolution has done that, and neither will this. This is going to change the way you're going to work. It's going to change the industry landscape that people have been accustomed to in working, and not sitting on desk and doing laborious jobs and file keeping and record keeping and fancy presentations, making different colors on it, to give that flow and prepare that report, write me that fancy email, and the so much of laborious tasks that we have on a day-to-day office routine. You're going to come and say, hey, you know what? I need to present this like this. Okay, no, please change this. I don't like the color. And make it a little subtle and make it more professional. And by the way, I need a picture, for which my marketing team, by the way, would have gone to a desert, hired Marilyn Monroe to wear a certain dress and jewelry to take all those pictures of her with the lighting and that angle and the sunset. And you are going to click that high resolution picture, which is going to go on the campaign of a certain brand. It's all being done in 5 seconds, Asim.
Oh,
So
it's
just
unbelievable,
yeah.
Ihab, the kind of the kind of advances that our society will witness, and that I completely agree with you on the subject of how AI is going to make our lives a lot better, and especially things which human beings don't have the capacity to do. But my question is much more profound. To be honest with you, I'm just not alone talking about the job market. I am actually asking you a question that has been raised by all these creators of AI, people who have come up with these self-learning machines and who know the capability, and they are warning us that look, AI and the advancement of AI is very good, but it needs regulation, it needs ethics, it needs to be, there has to be a certain a referee to understand and to align the objectives of these machines to that of our race of human beings. Because if for any reason, if these kind of come to a crossroad, or clash our interest with these machines, and that's where I talk about the super intelligence, then I'm afraid that they will immediately take human beings as being a threat to their own existence. And that is where this real fear about all these developments happening. I understand the health side of it. I understand the technological side of it. I understand all the capabilities of AI that's going to make our lives much more. I'd probably say different than we are used to. But is is it something of a real worry? And people like Elon Musk, people like Sam Altman, people who are involved in this are telling you that please let's work some ground rules on it, because if you don't have a sort of a regulator to oversee all of what is being developed, then it might mean that we are working in silos, and somehow we the machines start communicating with each other, and that's it, man. That's the end of where we have. And my second question is regarding is related to the same subject, that have the policy makers been able to keep pace with the unprecedented pace at which AI is transforming our lives? And I know Rishi Sunak just recently did a speech in which he actually mentioned that UK will host the first AI summit on determining the ground rules. But do you think that the global policy makers have been able to address this issue?
Yes, Asim. Again, a very interesting question, but let's be honest. Let's be very fair on how this technological and what it is capturing. Basically, it is capturing various data sets from all across the world. It's capturing data sets from your mobile, from your watch, how many steps you take, what thing you bought, the credit card history that you have, um, what kind of food that you eat, what kind of clothes do you wear, what car do you drive, what are your interests, what did you watch on the internet, and what are your key destination of interest that you search, and what are the technological topics that you're interested in. So overall, they have a clone of Asim Kiani sitting somewhere in one of the surfers in Seattle or somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
now once they have that, they could basically play with your mind and tell your mind that your mind needs this. Okay? The topic that I'm coming to is that if you're going to be secure enough that nobody will be sharing your data with another party, and that data is being transferred from you voluntarily, involuntarily, to various transactions that you make, the sensor that you cross, the walk that you make, the gym that you went, and the phone has so much more of your activity. So this is a personal, the consumer space. Let's talk about the business space. The business space working predominantly on the manufacturing side, the logics, the processes, and the transfer sector was quite evolving. The ports, the airports, and the industrial revolution 4.0 that we're actually entering and going through. It's talking about enabling your operational technology systems implement certain sensors. You can take that data to take some real-time insights through edge computing and using 5G. So now that they have data for me, they are going to have data for all the manufacturing plants. When the OT data is going to come, combine it with the IT, the information technology data, create applications, those use cases, and using that data to facilitate the lives of a human being. That is going to be a clear leap. Your air toaster, your coffee machine, they all know what time Asim needs to do and eat what. In that scenario, that mind is driving those machines because they're interconnected, that they're enabled with sensors, and they're connected with either Wi-Fi or 5G network and communicating and completing the entire loop. So your mind is sitting somewhere as a clone, directing the entire ecosystem to generate the output of your desire right in front of you. So you, as a human being, is going to a massive change in life on how you approach life. Has never been the case. The leap of technological revolution and disruption in the market that we're going to see in the next 10 years is unprecedented, and it's going to be massive, felt by everyone. So, yeah.
Have the policymakers been able to address this particular transformation?
I just don't want to scare everyone, but let's all be very fair and honest. That a clone of me, a clone of you, a clone of everyone is already being worked upon for so many things. Aren't you guys amazed how ChatGPT just came up and you write an answer, and ask a question, he writes you an exact answer. You said, I don't like it. Write this to me in a very candid way. He clearly gets into you and finds out that emotion and writes that for you. Don't you think the data that you have been providing to a certain source through your mobile, through your internet, as a physical digital asset or an identity, logged on and connected to the internet 24/7, is going to be creating some sort of a digital twin of you? Yes, you're there. The mind is there. So we need to
Absolutely.
move forward with this, that, hey guys, I am aware exist. I'm gonna live my life knowing the truth and using it for my benefit and positively influence the nation for the world. So use it to your benefit as opposed to being scared about it.
I agree with you, Ehab. I mean, there are so many advantages of this, which we have to embrace. And after all, we have to appreciate the human mind. After all, we have been able to create something which can learn from its own. I mean, that trait is. That in itself is an amazing accomplishment, and I think we all have to embrace it, and we look forward. But the only concerns that have been raised on this subject have been from the ones who have created this, so that kind of gives you a little bit of you have to step back and think about where all this is headed, because they are the ones who understand completely what you're saying. I think what you're saying is it makes a lot of sense. But these guys actually know the real capabilities, what these machines, if they achieve the AGI level, the artificial general intelligence level, or if there is a super intelligent machine which comes up, they know what are the capabilities that it's going to have, did all the data that is available right now for it to actually kind of go through and make its decision. So it's going to be certainly more advanced than probably any human capacity that we can ever imagine. That is what kind of scares us, that if there is, as they say, if there is a plug that you pull out, and and you switch off your computer, for example, if it starts behaving irrationally, and tomorrow, if you have these machines talking to each other, and if you develop as human beings a certain switch which you have, and obviously that machine is going to be so intelligent, and it can access whatever real threats are to its own existence, including that switch, for example, it's going to basically protect. That's nature, right? And if we are going to develop it like a human being, if it can do multiple, then it's going to be in its nature to protect itself, not let any human come near that particular switch or make alternate arrangements to. So what I'm trying to say here is that we should all embrace it, but we should ensure that the objectives for this revolution that is going to be coming in, and it's going to be faster than anything that we have ever seen before. And I agree with you on that point as well, aligned to that of our society and race and human beings. So that's the most important point. And then there is another thing about all these people that I've heard about talking on this subject. That these machines sometimes they call it hallucination, a term called hallucination, where if, for example, because now they are very restricted, they cannot access too much data and whatever that we have seen so far, and if you pose a question to it which it does not have a response to, it might just make up a response for you. And that they're saying, in as far as I could understand, that they're saying is called hallucination by the machines. So they can create their own reality, and that there is so much of fake data. There is so much of fake news. There's so much of different kinds of things which are available. So how are these machines going to be able to help us using all the data? How can we filter out all these issues that are going to be presented uh, with these machines?
A problem that has been there ever since media was not available. I want to create a narrative about something. I would have certain people taking my message out and taking a loudspeaker and calling it out into the public, so people hear it, they start believing it, and so on and so forth. In today's day and age, we have all these channels that is giving you a certain perspective to basically for training your mind basically to think that this is correct for you. You cannot say, yeah, this is not true. I'm going to oppose this. You can have a different opinion, but that thing, if it's going to fed into you so many times, change your mindset with all the connection that you have with the TVs and the internet and the web and artificial intelligence. They already know when you're using, what you're using, how you're using, and they're going to pop up certain ads in front of your face and certain things that they want you to believe in and certain idea that they want you to be okay with, for the law to be passed and so on and so forth. They will slowly microdose you day in and day out, and after 6 months, well, you're like, I think what I was thinking 6 months back is probably not correct. I should be a little lenient on my stance and be more understanding and, so on and so forth. And this is going to basically happen with AI and with all these false narratives or, wrong information that an internet that you're talking about is going to be used as a tool. So it's not only AI doing things, it's all of this together. Because what is AI? AI is a connection of you, and that mechanism has an output in information to formulate that mind. That mind only has the capability to give back a process input into your mind to take those actions what anybody would want you to do. To answer your question, Asim, yes, these are certain things that we need to be wary of. The information that is coming out as an output from all these AI engines needs to be looked into critically. You need to have that level of experience to understand that, this guy is telling me this. Even if I'm going to have like 10,000 right answers from ChatGPT, if it is going to give me one wrong answer, I am still not going to trust it. Like, no, man, this guy can fall, and it's my output of work or the information that I need for me to process. I need that to be accurate. So, whatever I should look and get from the AI models and machines and applications and solutions, we should look at it with a pinch of salt, with a conscious mind that is not going to be 100% accurate. Put your mind, thoughts, experience, knowledge enhancement, and all these things to look at these AI models critically, especially I would say that in the initial part of things, because you are slowly and gradually going to get dependent on it. You are slowly and gradually going to be using it as a normal routine of your life to carry out normal actions. And imagine if somebody pulls this off you. All these luxuries that you're going to have, and somebody has a control to turn off that button. So, how dependent would you get that particular person on whatever he says you're ready to do? Because you want this entire thing to be connected to me, because once I'm in, going to be irrelevant because I'm not going to be part of that metaverse that they talk about, that digital space that they talk about, right? So if you're going to be disassociated with it, you're going to be nobody. At the same time, you need to understand that while being in that ecosystem, while being part of it, be cognizant about how it can affect you, and slowly transition yourself into all these better and embrace it slowly. Always think that you should always be able to do things in life. Just imagine now, I remember we used to order and, used to have like a bi-weekly trip to Carrefour to groceries. You don't want them to be really old for a very long time. And now you have an application, a preset menu, and every 2 weeks he knows that I need these groceries, and it got finished and it has calibrated that. Oh, we said that don't order this, so he said, okay, maybe this ketchup didn't finish this entire 2 week, so let me just train my model to only schedule one ketchup in 1 month and not twice. So all of this information is there, and you have clicked onto it, and you're hooked onto it, and now nobody would want to go Carrefour, go do those grocery shopping, those walks in the aisles to figure out what the new product is. They'll never do it. They're always going to be ready to pay those 10 dirhams and 10 reals and whatever percentage, because you've provided this to them. AI, you are going to be provided with so much of ease and so much of variant kind of enhancements, those plugins in your life. Once they're going to be taken off, it's going to hurt you. You are going to be dependent so much more so very soon.
Ehab, just for the record, if let's say 10 years from now, any machine is listening into our podcast right now and is trying to figure out whether human beings are a threat or they're friendly, I'd like to just raise my hand and say, look, I'm going to embrace the artificial intelligence and I'm going to be with it, and I'm going to be supporting all developments just so that a drone like I was watching that movie called Oblivion. I don't know if you've seen it or not. So Oblivion has a fantastic concept, and I do suggest all our listeners to go and watch that movie and try to realize of how much capabilities that this particular the things that we are expressing right now that it possesses. So in that movie, the machine is controlling human beings, and they have destroyed the planet. And there are a few. I mean, there are so comes in, yeah, and that drone kind of scans your face. So if you're an enemy, it just destroys you right there and then. And if you're somebody who it recognizes, it kind of lets you go. So that's what I was imagining when I said that if machines take over the world and they are scanning through all the data, and somehow our podcast kind of pops up, and there are the two individuals who are sitting and talking about it. And so that the drone doesn't come outside my house and kind of says, okay, it's time for you to go. No, but it was very enlightening, Ehab. Thank you very much for your time. In the end, I will conclude by saying, whether you are an AI enthusiast, a professional in the field, or someone seeking to understand how AI will affect our society, the aim of this podcast is to demystify artificial intelligence, making it accessible and comprehensible to everybody. Through engaging discussions and thought-provoking conversations, we'll try and bridge the gap between academia and general public, so we ensure that everyone has a seat on the table as we navigate through this very transformative era. And I will let you just say your concluding notes, and then I will thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Asim. So, I mean, the topic was very interesting, Asim. I would say that with these technological or industrial revolutions, we need to embrace them with open arms. We don't have a choice. Way or the other, you will have to embrace it. So, do it willingly, consciously, with an open mind. Use it to your advantage. Learn the skills that are going to enhance your capabilities to use these AI models, maybe produce these AI models, for normal use of things. Maybe you will be in the future be able to do things that are required. To use all these advancements, enhancements to your own benefits, and embrace the revolution. Thank you, Asim.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ehab. Thank you for this very thought-provoking discussion. And we're going to continue, ladies and gentlemen, with our conversations with different guests. and we're going to invite different people to come and share their opinion, their experiences, and their ideas, so that all of us can learn from it. Till next time, this is your host Asim Kiani signing off.